Welcome, friends and warriors, to another episode of Power Over Pink. I am your host and breast cancer survivor, Tara Kamm. On my channel, I highlight warrior stories and have them tell their journey as they face breast cancer, whether they are in the beginning stage, middle stage, or in the forever stage as thriving. We want to share the stories because when we share our stories, it gives others hope and inspiration on how to fight their own battle ahead. You're never alone in this community. You always have other survivors to reach out to. So without further ado, let me welcome my new friend, Rhonda, to the channel. Welcome, Rhonda. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm
Nice to
wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank goodness.
Now, where are you coming to the channel from today? Where are you living?
I am currently living in Los Angeles, California.
I've always wanted to go. I've never been. I will make it there one day. And when I do, maybe I'll look you up. But what's the weather like there?
Yes. Right now the weather is pretty nice. Yes, it's about 70s, high 70s right now. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it's
Yes.
high 70s here, but it feels like 80. It's so hot. I'm in Florida, for those who don't know.
Oh, I love Florida too. Yes.
Sunshine
Okay.
states on both ends. Well, welcome. And just, I guess, let's just jump right into your breast cancer story. I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and whatever you want to share.
Yes, sounds good. So, yes, I'm Rhonda and I was diagnosed at the end of 2023 while I was still 36, like just a few months before my 37th birthday, with stage 2B HER2 positive breast cancer. From there, before being diagnosed, they found my lump in August of 2023. Not too long after, I called my primary care, to make an appointment for me to get a screening and to do a mammogram. And because earlier that same year, my maternal grandmother, she passed away from um, breast cancer that had metastasized as well. So I just wanted to be sure that it wasn't anything scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all my aunts from my dad and my mom's side, they were telling me like, "Oh, we have lumpy breasts. You should be fine." And I was going off of that, I should be fine because nobody else in our family except like grandparents have ever had cancer. So, yeah, I was thinking I was in the clear, but
Yeah.
yeah, I came to it, did my mammogram, finished that same day. They're like, "Oh, we need to do a ultrasound. Something looked abnormal, the density in your breast." I'm like, "Okay." So I did that. They're like, "Okay, you need to come back for a biopsy in another week." Came, did that, got the results from the biopsy a few days later. Come to find out, it's
So, how was that processing that word cancer after your grandmother had just passed?
I was really in shock. I'm like, I lived a pretty healthy life. I was always athletic, saw my primary care every year for my physical. And just a few months before diagnosis, I saw my primary care. She said I was fine. Just, vitamin D levels are low and gave me some vitamin supplements to take to build that back up. And so it was really shocking to hear and to just let it sink in, other than, they left a voicemail telling me I have cancer. My primary care doctor's office. That's why I was like even more like
Wait
just
a
seeing there with
minute. They
myself.
did not. They
They
left
did.
a voicemail?
They left a voicemail. Yes.
That's awful. That's like the worst one I've heard yet.
Yeah. I left a voicemail. So I was just at home by myself, just trying to wrap my mind around it, even
Yeah.
laughing like I am now, like in disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's absurd.
right, right. So after I gathered myself, and I didn't cry or anything, just being in disbelief. And it was Halloween day.
Mm.
So I'm like, hey, what's happening here? What's
Very
really happening?
scary.
Right, right. So I called my mom and I told her. She, she took it hard. So, but still, I kept focused on like, okay, they told me I have cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to let it sink in most of the day, but I just got ready and, ran my errands that day. I didn't let anything try to hold me back or like put me in any slump. I just kept doing my thing as normal because I felt normal,
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's one way to look at it because clearly that mindset is going to be part of what's going to help you fight it too. Just kind of
right.
getting like, okay, now what?
Exactly. Yeah.
I find it. I do. Truly find it shocking that they would leave a voicemail because typically when you get news like that, they set up next appointments and they tell you what to do next. And they tell you, oh, we're going to refer you to this doctor or that doctor. And you get to have those things in place. So, really, when leaving a voicemail, that leaves you wandering and having to reach out to get all those answers. So, that's what was that like?
Yeah, I did call them, and I I think after told my mom, I called them back and they're like, "Oh yes, you have breast cancer, and we already got a referral for you to see a oncologist and a surgeon, and we're so sorry." And I didn't even think to tell, like, why did you guys tell me leave a voicemail and told me that way? I was just in shock about the whole thing, but we're just happy that they even made appointments already for
Yeah.
me to get it treated. So by the end of that day, like all my family knew from because my mom, she like told everybody she could possibly tell. And later that night, my mom and my brothers and sisters, they're like, okay, come over to one of my brother's house. And like all my siblings were there
Mm.
and they were just, wanting to be of support to tell me, they're going to be there for me through this whole experience. And yeah, it was just very heartwarming because obviously they never done anything like that for
Yeah.
me before. I just felt loved
That's
and
awesome.
cared for.
Good to have that support, knowing what you're about to go through, but also hard because everybody has questions, but you don't have any answers at that point.
Right,
But it's
right,
just
right.
good to know that they came together to rally up and kinda love and support you. That's
Hmm.
important.
Yes, it definitely has been helpful throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
And
What did your treatments and surgeries and everything look like?
my treatment, it started out being chemotherapy, 6 rounds of docetaxel, carboplatin, Herceptin, and Perjeta. I did each cycle every 3 weeks, so that was about 5.5 months. And after that, it was to do surgery. And before even getting the surgery done, there was a lot of delays just because the surgeon, he wanted to do a particular surgery. Like he only wanted to do a single unilateral mastectomy and I wanted to do a bilateral, and we kept going back and forth for a few weeks before we finally agreed on doing the surgery the way I wanted it to. I mainly wanted to do a bilateral just for prophylactic reasons
Mhm.
because in all my research, I understand that the type I have is have a high chance of recurring, and yeah, so I wanted to be sure that I didn't need to come back and do scans every few months and overall to do chemo again. That was just out of my interest of wanting to do that. It was just chemo is not something I would want to do again,
No.
God willing. So yeah, I
Same.
didn't want to go down that path, right? And so eventually we came to the understanding that yes, I'm going to. He agreed for me to do the bilateral, and he just charged me a higher copay, because of that. And yeah, so we were eventually able to get it done. But before that, we got the surgery done. I had two surgery dates. Like, say I had the surgery date in September, and that had to be rescheduled because I ended up getting in a car accident a few days prior to my
Mhm.
surgery.
Yikes.
And yeah,
Terrible timing.
right. Terrible timing, and just, I had to wait for my seatbelt burn to heal and any bruises on my chest to heal before they could do anything over there.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing my bilateral surgery in November, the beginning of November 2024. And yeah, it turned out to be much better than I had anticipated of what that type of surgery would be. Thankfully, the pain or anything had subsided after a few days. But obviously, it was an awkward feeling, but just thankful to have gotten any cancer that might have been there out of my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
do reconstruction?
That's on the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have
After,
expanders in now?
so yes, I do have expanders in.
Okay. When is the final reconstruction going to be?
That's still in the waiting process because the breast that actually had the cancer, for some reason, the tissue on that side is very tight. It's very tight, so it's not expanding forward like the left one is. The left one is already, expanded out like a normal breast. But the right one, she's like expanding out like a pancake type situation. So
Yeah.
she's still mostly flat looking from my point of view. but it has the most fluid inside, but it's still, I would have to say it's the way that they had put this expander in on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're troubleshooting with that to see how they're gonna how they're
Right.
gonna get it, to a normal size. And the main thing I was just hoping for is to get back to the size I had before. I had small breasts, so I just wanted them to look almost the same if possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Will you do implants or will you do the flap, the diet flap?
I opted for implants. Yeah, I opted for implants.
Well, hopefully when they go in there, they can fix the tissue and like pocket it in so it
Right,
looks
exactly.
more normal. That's
And
so strange. I wonder how it went sideways instead of going out. I had not heard that before.
right. I would have to say it's the way the plastic surgeon had put it in.
Yeah,
Because if both of them went in the same direction or positioning that they needed to be, they would both be expanding forward.
right.
And yeah, I've talked to quite a few women who have, had the expanders and their breasts look fine. It looks normal.
Yeah,
And yeah, so this whole experience with me having to deal with this particular issue now, it's just I'm like, okay, everybody's unique, really. Her case is really
truly,
unique. Yeah.
very truly.
Mhm.
Were you able to do nipple sparing with that or did you opt to not?
I opted not to because on the breast that had the cancer was all over this breast. And I didn't just want to leave one nipple for the left side. And other than that, I understand that cancer can come back in your nipple. So I didn't want to take a chance. I just prefer both of them to look the same and keep moving on from there.
Yeah, I've heard that too multiple times that is a commonplace for reoccurrence. So I guess if I ever have to go that route, that'll be what I do as well, just to eliminate that factor. But everybody has their own thoughts and opinions on that. But that's a hard one to make that decision, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
But I do know there's lots of really amazing artists out there that can do the 3D nipple tattoos. And so it looks like a nipple, even though it's
Right.
flat, but it
Right.
looks 3D. It's just amazing what they can do. So,
Mhm.
and there's places like the Share It
Yeah.
that'll pay for it. I
Yeah.
think I said that right.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So there's options, but as a beautiful woman, how was that mentally just kind of feeling different in your own skin and, looking at yourself in the mirror? Has that affected you at all?
Yes, it has affected me, but I might laugh about a lot of things in my experience. And I was just having fun with myself. Like, okay, this is how my body looks now. When I was still flat, before they started expanding the expanders, I would be flexing in the mirror. I've learned to laugh at myself a lot through this whole experience.
I mean, you have to, because if you don't
Right.
laugh, what are you gonna do? Cry? I mean,
Exactly. There's sometimes when I cry, but I'm like, okay, I want to enjoy this experience. This is totally new to me and I'm
yeah,
getting through it, thank goodness.
yeah.
And, so
And
hey,
you're
it's
still
time to
really
laugh.
young, and you've got lots of life ahead.
Uh-huh.
Have you found any local support groups to join up with?
Yes, I've actually joined the support groups prior to starting treatment because I mainly wanted to get an idea of what they went through and the different members in the groups, what they went through and how they're getting through it. And so I've definitely been super grateful for that. I joined the cancer support community of LA, and I joined the breast cancer group there. I joined the AYAs with cancer group, and it definitely encouraged me to join more because there's more people
Yeah.
that have different experiences, and gaining all the knowledge from all of them, it's just definitely helped me to get through and be stronger to where I am now. And yeah, it shows me that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
you know yeah, there's so many people and with so many different mindsets. It's just a matter of which type of mindset you want to choose to help you get through it or to not get through it.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's 100% true. I've interviewed multiple ladies that say you have to want to fight through it. You have to want to live, because that negative mindset can really take you to a dark place, and ultimately it could take your life if you let it.
Exactly.
So mindset is everything. So you can choose to laugh at yourself and laugh at the situation and just face it and go about day to day like you did, or you can, lay down and wallow in it and not get back up, which is a temptation I think all of us have faced.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's tough. It's a tough mental thing to know that you're going to change, and the chemo does such a number on our bodies and our appearance and, everything else that comes with it. So it is I would say the mental capacity is maybe the big one of the biggest battles for me it was.
Yeah, for me too. I would say I could go through the whole range of emotions on any given day, but
Yeah.
still come back to being grounded with myself. And I definitely have been to a few mindfulness classes,
Okay.
and they definitely have been helpful and worked wonders.
Mindfulness and movement, any sort of like
Movement.
exercise classes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've done Tai Chi. I've done the breathwork classes, a lot of dancing, Zumba, things like
Nice.
that.
Have you experienced any sort of scar tissue or damage from the mastectomy? Did they put you in physical therapy?
They have not put me in physical therapy, no. But I believe I have scar tissue on the right breast where they said it's not expanding the way it's supposed to. So that's the only place that I was having
How
issue.
long has it been since your surgery?
November 7th. Yeah, so almost 5 months, pretty much.
So I would suggest, only not that I know anything at all, but just from all the multiple ladies that I've interviewed, I would suggest asking for physical therapy
Yeah,
because when you have the mastectomy, your body develops that scar tissue and it can get really corded and you will have limited range of motion. And you don't want that with your Zumba and
right.
your movements. And then you probably are in better shape because of what you've currently been doing, having that movement and that,
Mhm.
motion. But a lot of women have suggested that they had to ask for physical therapy, that it's not always readily given. But there is a specific physical therapy that would be very beneficial. And also
Okay.
for the lymphedema too, if you have any of that. But
Okay.
that's my best advice on that is
Thank you. I
push.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have not experienced lymphedema and cording. I did experience cording. That's
Yeah.
when the armpit feels like there's a line.
Yeah.
Okay, I did
Yeah.
experience that for a short time, and
Yeah.
my workouts, I have definitely did a few different type of works that I found on YouTube,
Mhm.
to counteract that part.
So
Yeah.
you may not have any problems then, but lots and lots of ladies do get that where it's like kind of deep in there. And one lady said she went to it was a physical therapist, but she had this like cup that would break up that cord. It was like cupping in the armpit. So
Okay.
mhm.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
there's so many options out there, but I think if you don't know, you don't really know to push or kind of ask for it. So keep
Exactly.
keep on Zumba.
Yes, I definitely will. I will, and to do that, to encourage myself to be accountable to do that, I did sign up to be a Zumba instructor.
Oh my gosh, if I lived in LA, I would 100% come.
Yes. Yes.
That would be a good time.
Hmm.
Actually, since you and I talked last, I bought myself one of those little mini trampoline things,
Nice.
and
Yes.
I have put on some 90s hip hop
Oh, I
music,
love
and
that.
I do it for about 30 minutes. It's like a rebounder, and it's supposed to be great for lymphatics, but it's so fun. It's like dancing on a trampoline. I mean, it's really the most fun I've had in a while.
That is so fun. That is so funny because I was also looking at trampolines yesterday online. I'm like,
Yeah,
I need this.
that's what I said. I saw them dancing and having fun. I was like, I think I could do that, and I'm on day 3. I love it. Like, I got up today and I was like,
Nice.
"Ooh, let me go do that."
That is fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I hate working out. I actually literally hate it.
At least you find a way to make it fun for yourself to do it.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was a good one. Oh, that's too funny. Well, so you're on your road to reconstruction. Anything that you want to share? I mean, I know that you kind of had to give up your work. Do you want to go into that a little bit at all, what that's like?
Yes, I was doing landscape design prior to diagnosis, and I've just been putting that on the side for now and trying to figure out where I want to go in regards to maintaining a profession. I still want to work with plants, but
Yeah.
I haven't figured out how yet.
Yeah.
I know I can still sub out my jobs as they come, but yeah, I'm still in the figuring out phase. But in the meantime, I did started working part time as a home health caregiver
Nice.
and to older people. And that's been very nice. It's been very easy on my body,
Hmm. Yeah. Good for
Yes.
the soul as well. I'm sure they're
Yes.
very appreciative and you're so kind and loving. They're probably just like, they feel like they hit the jackpot.
Right.
Well,
Yes, it feels good to be helping somebody else.
right. And a little more sympathetic maybe because you know what it's like to be unable to do things or, limited lifestyle in a sense.
Right.
Well, anything else you want to share about your beautiful story?
Yes, I just wanted to add that I know a lot of people say, they experience weight loss during cancer treatment. For me, I experienced a lot of weight gain.
Mhm.
And so I'm about like 70 pounds over my normal body weight. And so that's why I joined dance classes because, that's something fun that I really love to do.
Mhm.
And, it's a way to help me get back to my body's normal weight
Mhm. Yeah.
and enjoy just dancing in the meantime,
Yes. Dancing the weight off. Um,
the weight.
I'm sure that that will melt away. But I'm glad
Right.
that you touched on that though, because I do feel like, we all know what cancer looks like based on Hollywood and the movies and other types of cancer. Typically, those people do lose a ton of weight and look sick and emaciated, and, they have to fight to keep the calories on. With
Yeah.
breast cancer, that is not the case. Very rarely, some do get the nausea and the vomiting, but most of the time, even with the nausea and vomiting, we still end up gaining weight because it is putting us into menopause, like a clinical menopause. And so, for those who don't know, it's very, very common for what Rhonda and I have experienced. I went into it with probably needing to lose about 15 pounds already, and then putting on another 20 pounds. And then now that I'm done, I had a full hysterectomy because of my cancer was hormone positive and I was done having babies and I was unable to do the hormone blockers. So now I'm having like menopause weight gain on top of the weight gain that I had from the treatments. So I know you probably experienced some of that too. I don't, with yours being HER2 positive, I don't know. Do you have to do any sort of hormone blockers or anything like that? Do they put you?
No hormone blockers,
Okay.
but I am still in menopause.
Hmm.
I'm still in menopause, I realize, yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to come back. I'm actually doing immunotherapy
Hmm.
now. Also, every 3 weeks, I have about 6 more rounds of 11 left.
Nice.
So I don't know if that's what's still keeping my body in menopause.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. So I'm sure the weight is stubborn to come off because of, still under
Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hormones are, man, they're the key to life.
Right.
And so from what I've researched, just from understanding what menopause symptoms are like, your body needs estrogens. And so when it doesn't get it for like your brain function or your memory or your, heart regulation or your muscles and things like that,
Right.
it makes it. It makes its own. And then our fat actually releases estrogen. So
Mm.
I think that's why it's such a struggle because our body is trying to hold on to the fat so they can get the estrogen that it needs. I'm not a doctor. I mean, it's just kind of something I put two and two together and I was like, why am I getting so much more than before? And everything's different
Right.
now after menopause, but it's just crazy. I mean, how have you had the conversation yet where you're like, I'm in menopause and the older lady is like, oh, if you only knew.
Yeah, we tell my mom, and she's like, "Oh, periods are overrated. You should be fine."
And you're like, no, I miss my period.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, hormones are everything, and having too much or too little is, ugh, it's a whole nother world. Yeah. Well, good luck on the weight loss journey. I know that you're not alone. I have met many of us are struggling in that department, but it's a struggle. The struggle is real. And then, staying moving and wanting to exercise is hard because you're tired and you've gone through treatments and it's like having that mindset. So good on you for finding something that you love and getting up and moving
Oh yeah.
and now teaching it.
Absolutely. Yes. If I'll get to that point eventually, in the meantime, I'm helping up to build back my endurance, my strength level to
Yeah.
somewhat new normal.
Yes, new normal is a good way to put that. You're not who you once were, but you're a better version of yourself.
Yes. I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah, I just hope that my story helps somebody else, on this journey, to know that they could get through it on the other side. And hey, there is another side to cancer treatment. If anything else, cancer is just teaching you how to live a better life.
I agree 100%. I have no doubt that your story is going to help many, many people. So thank you for being open and honest and sharing. For those who don't know, this is our second time doing this because my it didn't work the first time for whatever reason. But I'm so thankful that you were willing to share again, because I know that your story is going to help a lot of people. So thank you. If anybody watching has any comments for Rhonda, you can put them down below, or questions, or if you're in the LA area and you want to reach out to her, of course, you can always do that here. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more warrior stories. And yeah, just keep on smiling and laughing and dancing your way through life.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tara.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.